So this is my 100% blind breakdown slash review slash predictions of episode 5 of Vox Machina. I watched 4 earlier today. I have not watched 6 yet, even though it is out. So let's get into it. So if you saw my last prediction video, this episode was pretty on theme. The only thing I got wrong was the teaser. It actually didn't show the bad guys for this episode for the first time, which was fairly interesting. Ish. I don't know if that's really interesting, but it's something that happened. So basically the teaser of the episode was them sneaking into Gilmore's, buying some stuff, and then it was the intro, and then they left the town they were in. Maybe it was the Kingdom of Amon. I really liked Gilmore's little servant ghost butler thing. I thought that was super cute with the little, was wearing a suit even though he was all one color. It was super cute. And this is one of the first times that we see Vax and Keyleth maybe being a bit of a thing, which is a big thing this episode. Like, it heightens and they talk about it pretty blatantly and stuff. But this is the first tease of it when they look at each other, and Vex is kind of not really having any of it. So I was surprised this episode because Scanlan and a few other people looked at the book and really they couldn't really get anything out of it. They learned about the Whispered One's name, but Vax already knew that. They learned about zigguarts, as in like temples to the gods, which isn't good. If the vampires are trying to summon their vampire god, that's bad news. But we didn't really get that much from the book, and then it was actually stolen and given back to them, so I was just wrong about the book giving the party some important clues. I do still think it has very important information within it, but we just didn't get to find out any of it, and I was expecting the party to find out like a whoa thing, but they didn't. And I guess that's that. And now Delilah has the book again, and they are starting a ritual. But yeah, this episode was pretty much what I predicted last episode. They are going to Whitestone. They got there at the very end, and as a little side thing, Pike went to the temple. I was actually expecting to see more of that, but we didn't. We just saw her go and get in. And that temple was really beautiful. Like, it really looked like a beautiful Everlight temple. It was very bright in color, yellow, beautiful sunlight. Like, it just looked really pretty, and I'm very excited to see some more scenes in there, hopefully. This episode actually had a lot of downtime with the party, kind of downtime while they're talking on the cart, and then downtime in the campsite, which I really like in D&D, character downtime. The DM can kind of just step back, and then the players just talk amongst themselves. It's really rewarding as a DM for some reason. It's like you're, getting your kids to play with each other and find each other as friends or something. I don't know, but I find it to be very satisfying as a DM when you can just sit back and the players just talk for like 5-10 minutes. It's awesome. Then Scanlan reads his scroll that he picked up in Brimsife's hoard, and it's a polymorph scroll, and he keeps polymorphing himself into weird different things, or shape change, or some sort of spell. And it's really funny how Grog is continuously amused, and then turned on. I thought that was really funny. The comedy in this episode was back up to a pretty good standard. Not episode 2 funny, but the funniest one since then. There were some really funny moments. And I feel like this episode kind of just gave us more information about character's backstory. Like, Keyleth more about her Druid Grove, about where Vax and Vex came from with their dad. What was it called? I wrote it down. Singorn. We learned that name. We learned the Ashari. Like, a bunch of just little things about the characters' backstories, really filling out the world. And also the scene where they're all around a fire talking about the biggest monster that they've ever fought. That was just showing how big this D&D world is, like all of the different enemies. Like, she fought some Duergars, she being Keyleth, and killed them. And then there's like that weird like sand naga thing. I think that's not the right name. I'll look up my monster manual in a second. But then there's also just like a bunch of very interesting enemies. A tabaxi that Vax just dispatches instantly. A weird two-headed thing that Scanlan fights. And I think that that's just really fun, showing how many different creatures and threats there are in this world. It also shows that each adventurer did something before they met the party. Like, they weren't like fresh out the gate adventurers. They had done stuff before. And it also kind of implies that Vox Machina are kind of a new party. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it seems like, because they're also like still finding out stuff about each other. New relationship dynamics are being forged, such as Vax and Keyleth and Scanlan and Pike and stuff. And I think that that's just a sign that they are recently forged party. Speaking of Vax and Keyleth, in the scene where they are flirting and he calls her Kiki, that seemed very familiar, and it is also very cute because Vax is so hot. So basically Percy this episode is just super serious, super focused on just going to Whitestone and dealing with the Briarwoods. He's not partaking in any of the fun stuff, just dead serious, being a bit of a buzzkill, but it's understandable. Like, give the man a break, Grog, alright? He's allowed to be a buzzkill under the circumstances. So when they are all sleeping and he's resting and he's fiddling with his gun and it flicks, and each barrel has a different name, or every second barrel has the name of someone, and the names were Lord Briarwood, Lady Briarwood, and Captain Stonefell. And I don't think we've heard about this guy before, unless that was their butler, who is now the Briarwood's captain. But I'm not sure that we got his name. I must have missed it if we did get his name. But he's a mysterious person, and it seems like he's very much out to kill them. And while fiddling with his gun and these names showed up, all of that black mist, black smoke showed up again. So it makes me think that maybe Percy made some sort of deal with the devil, maybe had a level in Warlock kind of thing to justify his killing of the Briarwoods. Or maybe just made some sort of pact with some fae, fiend, genie, whatever it is, to get power to kill these vampires. Then the party gets to Whitestone, and it is decrepit and horrible and just like in bad condition. The big tree is gone, and that was like his family crest, and that clearly hurt Percy that was the case. And all the people are avoiding him, and then they're walking around avoiding the guards. There's one guard that looks humanoid, and then another giant thing was shown, pretty much just a silhouette, and that was very scary. And then we have that reveal with the tree and all of the people hanging. And yeah, that is bad for the party. I hope that that's part of the spell and not just them being like, we'll kill anyone, we don't care. And but I also hope that the party does take the kill like deeply. Like, those people are killed because of the party, you know? So I hope it affects them a bit, but I also hope that it's not just for show, that it's actually part of a spell, part of the residuum thing that was happening. And that is about this episode. Not all that much happened. It was traveling, a fair few pretty long action scenes, and a lot of downtime establishing dynamics, establishing Vax and Keyleth, and Vex being a bit jealous of that and like worried that he's gonna get attached, which is a very sweet sisterly thing to do. I feel like she's the older sister, so I almost said that. I'm not sure if that's true. They could be twins. Maybe they're twins, who knows? I mean, I'm sure I was told, so who knows is a dumb question here. Pike going to the Everlight Temple, I thought that more would happen there, but it just hasn't yet. I would rate this episode a solid 7 out of 10. Maybe my least favorite one so far. I just felt it wasn't that dynamic. There were lots of good moments, but just like, it felt a bit slow and like, not fillery, but it wasn't not filler. All of that could have happened in 5 to 10 minutes, not 20. But it was great, like, still good show, still very much enjoying it, but I just thought that this episode was the weakest. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be watching episode 6 right now and then recording that, and then I'll be waiting until next week like everyone else to see what happens next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if you prefer the longer videos or the shorter ones. I'm really undecided on which way to do it. So yeah,